Ladies, gentlemen, and those not restricted by binary definitions of gender, I hope you're hungry, because it's time for some leftovers. This recap for the arc through Thickbush and Thinbush covers episodes 42 through 50 of Into the Gridge. Returning once more to their home plane, the Gru made their way out of the ancient temple of mock yogurt and ran into a group of archaeologists excavating it. They were on a mission from the Adlervin Department of Exploration, newly reformed, and were looking to recruit new members. This particularly excited Ansel, who had been looking for a chance to flex his map and exploration skills. The Gru accepted the challenge the king had issued, putting out a call for worthy explorers to chart the mists of mystery, a strange fog that hung over the middle of the Norvin Sea in the middle of the country. They set out from their location in a remote northwestern portion of the Outer Ring, for the city of Herndon, and from there for the center city of Callanport. As a favor to their recruiter, the Gru agreed to escort a research assistant to Callanport as well, and so Esmer joined the party. When they arrived in Herndon a few days later, they stumbled onto a popular local fight club, and Ansel, Glunkus, and Maureen took place in some fights. This led to a new feud between Ansel and Glunkus, a friendly rivalry about who could win more fights. Glunkus took the first victory, leaving Ansel hungry for blood. In a friendly way. From there, the rest of the journey through the rings and center was uneventful, with the Gru mostly just swapping stories and getting to know their new companion, who seemed to be taking a liking to Maureen in particular. They arrived in Callanport a few days early, and after dropping Esmer off with her adventuring group, had a quick adventure of their own. In the days leading up to their expedition, the Gru explored Clovenbeard's Cursed Cove, an old pirate hideout nearby. They ended up having to clear it out twice, once as normally, and a second time under the effects of Clovenbeard's curse, a curse which caused the Gru to swap bodies with one another. After defeating Clovenbeard's ghost, the curse was broken, and Ansel found a treasure map, but he wasn't sure where it led to. Soon enough, the day came for them to set off into the mists of mystery, and so they did, quickly losing track of their location, as the mist obscured all vision and tampered with their instruments. After a few days of aimless wandering, they nearly ran into a colony of dragon turtles, each with a jumbled cluster of villages on top. These turtles carried a small community of small folk, being home to only gnomes, goblins, and kobolds. The Gru attempted to solve the mystery of who had sabotaged one of the turtles, but was unable to do so before it had to be cut loose, forcing the already cramped community to pack in even closer. A few days after that, they came into a clearing in the mists that revealed an island, the same island that was on Ansel's treasure map. They set out to follow the clues and ended up falling into a trap. Penny was captured by a less than sane man who forced the Gru to compete in his obstacle course game show, Adlervin Monk Warrior, for the enjoyment of some unseen audience. The prize? The freedom of their friend, and also Clovenbeard's treasure. Glunkus managed to hide from this strange man and free Penny on his own, while the other four, to varying degrees of success, attempted the course. Ansel was the first one to complete it, which earned him the treasure. He eagerly ventured into the nearby cave and donned the eye patch found within. To his surprise, the eye patch swapped his left eye out for the one on a nearby statue of Captain Clovenbeard. At first unsure of his new gift, he quickly grew to appreciate the magical abilities of the new eye. As he rejoined the Gru, they quickly shamed Mr. Game, as he'd come to be known, into losing control of his body to the audience. Rather than fight this new opponent, the Gru decided to just leave. They explored further inland on the island, climbing the volcano and discovering a castle suspended magically inside of it. Making their way over, they met the vampire drider Lady Theriastra Sanandinil, and after she hosted them for a time, they agreed to retrieve something of hers from a figure known as the Wolf Spider. Heading for the Wolf Spider's village down the mountain, they learned that the Wolf Spider was a werewolf drider who was previously married to Lady S. They also ran into Esmer and his adventuring group, only for him to awkwardly disengage, realizing how the Gru was seeing him. After speaking with the Wolf Spider and learning more about their failed marriage, Ansel and Glunkus decided to help. Ansel as a mediator, and Glunkus as a divorce lawyer, a skill he picked up in the past. They reclimbed the volcano to give the terms to Lady S, and joined Esmer and her party, who had been sent by the wolf spider earlier in a mission very similar to the Grooves. As they waited, Esmer pulled Maureen aside and explained a number of things. Firstly, he was gender fluid and ran away from home because his parents weren't supportive. Secondly, his parents were the king and queen of the Adlervin kingdom, and as he dropped his disguise, he shared his true name, Iados Adlervin. Later that night, the two Drider met, and after terse negotiations, agreed to sort out their differences, only thanks to Ansel's encouragement, of course. From there, the two adventuring parties set out to explore the mists together as one team.